once again. It's a pleasure to meet you. I have a direct one. What would you say, or how would you describe your legacy for the music landscape of Africa? Thank you.
Well, I don't think that I even have a goal, to say I'm going to leave a legacy. I just hope that every future musician that's going to come out of Africa will have as good an experience of the continent as I have had, because I've never really recognized the frontiers and the borders, because African borders were dictated by Europeans in 1886, and it's a real pity that we follow them to a point where we want to fight each other over something that was dumped on us by pirates from the north. And I think that if we can start thinking like that, the greatest problem I think Africa has for me is xenophobia. People are prejudiced against each other because they don't come from the same region. And I think that Africa has done enough of that. It's kind of like a childish thing. This continent belongs to all of us. The second thing is, I hope, really, and I'm working very hard on what is called heritage restoration, because we are the only society in the world that buys, but we don't sell. And what we have to sell doesn't belong to us. It's taken from Africa, and it's sold back to us. And other societies, wherever you go, they are known by their culture. Their face is always their culture. And I think that the saddest thing that has happened to African society internationally is that through the misunderstanding of education, through advertisement, through television and media hype, and also religion, we have been convinced as a society that our heritage is pagan, that our heritage is heathen, that our heritage is barbaric, that is primitive and savage almost. And I think that we have been forced into a corner where we don't want to see ourselves as we really are. Africans were a rural ethnic people who have a very diverse wealth of amazing culture. But we have been consumed by other cultures, so that today when people come to Africa, they come to look for the animals and for the geographical sites because they can't find us. They find cheap imitations of themselves. And I know that because I was in exile for 30 years in the States, and of course I lived in other parts of Africa, but my friends always said, we want to see the shit that you talk about. And so we came here after your exile, and all we can find is cheap imitations of ourselves. And I think that one of the biggest losses that we are experiencing is that there are many African homes now where they don't even speak the mother tongue. So we are slowly disappearing through our own hand. And if we can only spend, if you go to England, if you saw the wedding of Kate and William, it was English medieval heritage from thousands of years back. All that was happening. We're hiding all that, but we have more than anybody else in the world. When I first came to Ghana, when there was a coming out or a wedding or a funeral, it was always major pageantry and drumming, and the children of those days who have grown up from those days have an idea of their heritage, and I fear that for many young people here, when they ask their children 20 years from now who they are, they're going to say, they say we used to be Africans long ago. And that is the danger that we are facing as a people who are self-extincting ourselves, and if we don't bring some kind of heritage visibility into our lives, we're going to become an extinct people. And it's just very sad because of the diversity and wealth of our heritage. So I would see that, I'd like to see that kind of legacy, not left by me, but by all of us. All of us Africans should really think about where is the road that we have chosen leading us. Thank you very much.